My brothers and sisters, life is a journey, a classroom where the lessons we learn shape our destiny. Some of these lessons come through trials, some through triumphs, but all of them have the power to transform you if you let them. Too often we stumble through life, ignoring the wisdom that could set us free. We chase after things that don't matter and overlook the things that do. But today, we are going to break that cycle. We are going to grasp these life-changing lessons, apply them, and step into the greatness that is waiting for us. Let me tell you something. Success is not about how much money you make, but how much wisdom you gain. It's not about what you have, it's about who you become. So hear me now, because these lessons will change your life forever. Spend it wisely. Stop wasting time on things and people who drain you. You don't have time for negativity, gossip, or regret. Every setback, every disappointment, it's a lesson, not a label. Learn from it and move forward, not death. Speak possibility, not limitation. You are prophesying over your future every time you open your mouth. If you want success, you must do the work. Pray, yes, but also prepare. Faith without works is dead. Some people are in your life for a season, and when that season is over, let them go. Don't fight to keep what God is trying to remove. Holding on to bitterness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Forgive, release, and be free. Fear, doubt, insecurity, they all start in your mind. If you don't control your thoughts will control you. Gifts can take you high, but only integrity will keep you there. Stop focusing on what you lack and start thanking God for. When you appreciate what you have, more will come. No matter what you've been through, no matter how many mistakes you've made, you are not finished. Your best days are still ahead. So I challenge you today, don't just hear these lessons, live them. Let them take root in your soul. Because when you walk in wisdom, when you apply these truths, you will never be the same again. I came here today to tell you something that will change your life. If you are willing to hear it, to receive it, and to act on it. I came here today to shake you, to wake you up, to remind you that this life you have is a gift and it is too precious to be wasted. Are you investing it into something that will bless your future? Or are you wasting it on things that drain you? Are you using your time to build, to grow, to elevate? Or are you letting the minutes, the hours, the days slip away like sand through your fingers? Time is the currency of life. You can always make more money, but you can never make more time. Once it's gone, it's gone. And too many people are living their lives as if they have an unlimited supply of it. They put off their dreams, they delay their purpose, they procrastinate on their destiny because they think they have tomorrow. I've seen too many people leave this world with dreams still inside them. I've seen too many people take their potential to the grave because they kept saying, one day I'll get to it. One day never came. One day turned into never. And I refuse to let that be your story. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for everything to line up just right. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who wait for perfect conditions. They are the ones who move even when the conditions aren't perfect. Let me remind you, every second you waste is a second you will never get back. You were not created to sit in mediocrity. You were not placed on this earth just to exist, just to breathe, just to go through the motion. You were born with purpose. You were born with greatness inside you. You were born to be a light in this world. How much longer are you going to let fear hold you back? How much longer are you going to let distractions keep you from your destiny? Some of you are spending your time on things that do not matter. You are pouring your energy into relationships that are draining you. You are investing your time into habits that are breaking you instead of building you. You are giving your minutes to meaningless things when you could be using them to create a future that is powerful, fulfilling, and divine. No more wasted hours on things that don't serve you. No more wasted years in relationships that keep you stuck. No more wasted energy on negativity, gossip, or regret. You don't have time for that anymore. You see, time is like a seed. What you plant with it will determine what you harvest in your future. Some people are planting seeds of laziness, seeds of procrastination, seeds of fear, and then they wonder why they are not reaping a harvest of success. But if you plant seeds of discipline, seeds of focus, seeds of wisdom, you will see the reward. That book you've been wanting to write, start it today. That business you've been thinking about launching, begin now. That health journey you've been putting off, get up and move. The change you desire will not happen by accident. You must be intentional. You stop allowing toxic people to waste it. You stop letting distractions steal it. You stop making excuses and start making progress. You start setting boundaries that protect your peace. You start focusing on what matters most. Because when you understand how precious time is, you become a steward of it. You guard it. You use it wisely. You recognize that every moment you have is an opportunity to build the life you were meant to live. Some of you have been stuck in the same place for years because you have not mastered your time. You keep saying, I'll do it next year. But next year turns into 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. And suddenly you look back and realize that you've been standing in the same place, stuck in the same patterns, caught in the same cycle. If you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. If you've been waiting for permission, here it is. If you've been waiting for the right moment, let me tell you something. The right moment is now. You have 24 hours in a day. That's 1,440 minutes. That's 86,400 seconds. And every single one of them is a gift. What are you doing with them? Are you using them to create something meaningful? Are you using them to build your legacy? Are you using them to grow, to learn, to become all that you were meant to be? Your best days are not behind you. They are ahead of you. But you will never reach them if you keep wasting time. You will never step into your destiny if you keep delaying. You will never fulfill your purpose if you keep waiting for someday. So rise up. Take hold of your life. Make every second count, because when you honor time, when you use it wisely, when you refuse to waste another moment, your life will never be the same again. Are you ready to step into your future? Are you ready to use your time with intention? Are you ready to walk in your purpose? Something that touches every single one of us, something that shapes us in ways we don't always understand. Pain. Pain is one of life's greatest teachers. It is something we try to avoid, something we run from, something we wish we could escape. But no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, no matter how much money you have, no matter how much success you achieve, pain will find you. The question is not whether you will experience pain. The question is, what will you do with it? Because hear me today, pain is not meant to break you. It is meant to build you. Pain is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to develop you. Pain is not meant to define you. It is meant to refine you. But too many people let their pain define them. Too many people take what they've been through and allow it to become the label they wear, the identity they carry, the burden they hold on to for the rest of their lives. I came here today to tell you that your pain does not have the final say over your life. What you have been through does not determine where you are going. You are more than your struggle. You are more than your suffering. You are more than the wounds of your past. Yes, pain is real. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it leaves scars. But those scars are not signs of defeat. They are signs of survival. Every scar on your body, every scar on your heart, every scar on your soul is proof that you went through something and you made it. Some of you have been through storms that should have taken you out. Some of you have walked through fires that should have consumed you. Some of you have been betrayed, abandoned, lied on, rejected, mistreated, but look at you. You're still standing. You may have walked through the valley, but you didn't stay there. You may have been knocked down, but you didn't stay down. You may have cried yourself to sleep at night, but joy still came in the morning. Every great person you admire, every leader, every success story, every person who has accomplished something great, they all have a story of pain. You see, pain has a way of shaping you. It teaches you lessons that comfort never could. It pushes you to grow in ways you never would have if life had always been easy. It forces you to dig deeper, to reach higher, to become stronger. Think about it. The strongest trees are the ones that have been through the most storms. The tallest mountains are the ones that have endured the greatest pressures. The brightest diamonds are the ones that have been refined by the hottest fires. What you are going through right now, what you have been through, what you are still healing from, it is not the end of you. It is the making of you. But too often, people let their pain paralyze them. They go through heartbreak and decide to never love again. They experience failure and decide to never try again. They are hurt by people and decide to never trust again. They let their pain build walls around their hearts. They let their pain keep them stuck in a past they can't change. They let their pain rob them of the future they were meant to have. You were not meant to live in chains. You were not meant to live in fear. You were not meant to carry pain forever. You were meant to rise. You were meant to heal. You were meant to overcome. I know it's hard. I know it hurts. I know there are days when you don't feel like you have the strength to keep going. But listen to me. You are stronger than you think. There is a warrior inside of you. There is resilience in your bones. There is power in your spirit. You may have been wounded, but you are not weak. You may have been broken, but you are not beyond repair. That heartbreak, it didn't just leave you hurting, it left you wiser. That failure, it didn't just knock you down, it taught you how to stand up stronger. That betrayal, it didn't just wound you, it taught you discernment. That loss, it didn't just bring tears, it deepened your compassion. Every tear you cried, every dark night you walked through, every disappointment you endured, it was not wasted. It was working something in you. It was strengthening something in you. It was preparing you for the greatness inside of you. You are not defeated. You are being developed. You are not broken beyond repair. You are being rebuilt. You are not defined by your past. You are being prepared for your future. And let me tell you something, when you come through this, you will be unstoppable. You will be wiser. You will be stronger. You will be more powerful than ever before. Because pain does not come to keep you down, it comes to lift you up. And when you finally step into the blessing that was waiting for you on the other side of your struggle, when you finally walk in the purpose that was birthed through your pain, when you finally see the beauty that came out of your brokenness, you will understand that it was all worth it. So if you're in a season of pain right now, if you're walking through a storm, if you're carrying wounds that feel too deep to heal, I want you to hear me loud and clear. You are coming through this. You are rising out of this. You are stepping into something greater. And when you look back, you won't even recognize the person you used to be, because you will be stronger, you will be wiser, you will be bolder. Because pain teaches you, but it does not define you. So let it teach you, let it shape you, let it push you to your next level. But do not let it stop you. Do not let it hold you back. Do not let it keep you from becoming who you were created to be. Because the pain you endure today is producing the power you will carry tomorrow. So rise up, keep going, keep believing, because this is not your breaking. This This is your breakthrough. I came here today to tell you something that can change your life. Something so powerful, so transformational, that if you truly grasp it, it will shift the way you live forever. It's not about luck. It's not about circumstances. It's not about what other people do or don't do for you. Your words create your reality. What you say shapes your future. The words that come out of your mouth are either building your destiny or destroying it. There is no in between. Too many people speak carelessly, throwing words into the air like they have no weight. They say things without realizing that every word they utter is a seed planted in the soil of their life. And what happens when you plant a seed? It grows. Are you planting seeds of faith, hope, strength, success, and abundance? Or are you planting seeds of fear, doubt, failure, and lack? Are you speaking life into your future, or are you cursing yourself without even realizing it? What you consistently speak is what you will eventually see. You cannot declare defeat and expect to walk in victory. You cannot speak sickness and expect health. You cannot talk about how broke you are and expect financial breakthrough. You cannot say, "I'll never be happy," and expect joy to find you. Your words are like a steering wheel. They direct the course of your life. If you keep speaking negativity, you are driving yourself straight into destruction. But if you start speaking power, purpose, and possibility, you will begin to see doors open that you never imagined. Some of you are living in the harvest of words you spoke years ago. You said, "I'll never make it," and now you're struggling. You said nothing ever works out for me, and now you're facing setback after setback. You said I always get sick, and now your body is breaking down. But today, I am challenging you to shift your speech. I am challenging you to change what comes out of your mouth. I am challenging you to start speaking life. Think about this. Every great leader, every great visionary, every successful person, before they saw the victory, they spoke it. They declared it before it happened. They spoke success while they were still in struggle. They spoke healing while they were still in pain. They spoke abundance while they were still in lack. They understood that what you say is what you will see. If you speak fear, fear will come. If you speak doubt, doubt will grow. If you speak failure, failure will find you. But if you start speaking faith, faith will rise up. If you start speaking possibility, doors will open. If you start speaking victory, victory will manifest. I'm not good enough. I'll never succeed. I always mess up. Nobody loves me. I'll always be broke. Nothing good ever happens for me. And without realizing it, you have been prophesying over your own downfall. But today that cycle ends. Today you take back your power. From this moment forward, you will start speaking words of power, words of victory, words of faith, words of strength, words of success. From this moment forward, your mouth will be a fountain of life, not a source of destruction. From this moment forward, you will speak what you want to see, not what you fear will happen. Instead of saying, "I'll never make it," say, "I am more than a conqueror." Instead of saying, "I always fail," say, "I learn and grow from every challenge." Instead of saying, "I'm broke," say, "Wealth and abundance flow to me." Instead of saying, "I'm sick," say, "I am healed and whole." Instead of saying, "Nobody loves me," say, "I am surrounded by love and favor." Because when you speak these words, you are aligning yourself with success, with blessings, with growth, with transformation. It doesn't matter what your situation looks like right now. It doesn't matter if you don't see the breakthrough yet. Speak it anyway. If you're struggling, declare, "I am overcoming." If you're in a storm, declare, "Peace is coming." If you're facing obstacles, declare, "I am victorious." Your words are a weapon. Use them wisely. Too many people let their circumstances dictate their speech, when in reality, their speech should be dictating their circumstances. Speech. If you want joy, start declaring joy. If you want health, start declaring health. If you want success, start declaring success. If you want peace, start declaring peace. Because when you align your words with where you want to go, your life will begin to follow. No more negative words. No more self-doubt. No more complaining. No more speaking defeat. From this day forward, you will speak only what builds, only what uplifts, only what empowers. Because the reality you want to live in must first be spoken into existence. I don't care what your past has looked like. I don't care what mistakes you've made. I don't care what you've been through. Today is a new day. Today is a fresh start. Today you take control of your words, and in doing so, you take control of your future, because you are not a victim. You are not powerless. You are not stuck. You have the power to create a new reality with your words, because what you speak today will become your reality tomorrow. So I ask you one last time, what kind of world are you creating with your words? Choose to speak life. Choose to speak greatness. Choose to speak power, because your words create your reality. If you desire success, true, lasting, undeniable success, then there is one word that must become the foundation of your life: discipline. Success is not a matter of luck. It is not a coincidence. It is not something that happens by accident. Success is the result of consistent effort, unwavering focus, and an unshakable commitment to doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. You see, talent can only take you so far. You can be the most gifted person in the world, but if you do not have discipline, you will waste your potential. You can have the biggest dreams, the grandest goals, and the most brilliant ideas, but if you do not have the discipline to put in the work, your dreams will remain just that, dreams. Because success does not belong to the most talented. It does not belong to the most talented. It belongs to the most disciplined. Discipline is waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. Discipline is working on your craft when no one is watching. Discipline is choosing long-term rewards over short-term pleasure. Discipline is staying focused when distractions are everywhere. Discipline is doing what you said you were going to do long after the feeling of motivation has left you. Because motivation will fade, inspiration will come and go. But discipline is what keeps you moving forward. Too many people start strong, but quit too soon. They get excited about a new goal, a new business, a new opportunity, a new journey. They start with passion. They start with energy, but the moment it gets difficult, the moment it gets uncomfortable, the moment they don't feel like it anymore, they stop. But listen to me. Winners do not stop when it gets hard. Winners do not quit when they get tired. Winners do not let their feelings dictate their actions. They keep going when they don't feel like it. They push through when it gets tough. They stay committed when no one is cheering them on. They keep showing up day after day after day, because they understand that success is not a one-time event. Success is the result of consistent habits repeated daily over time. You don't just become successful overnight. You don't just arrive at success without effort. You don't just get lucky and wake up successful one day. Look at any great leader, any top athlete, any successful entrepreneur, any person who has achieved something extraordinary, and you will see one common trait: discipline. They didn't get there by accident. They didn't get there by hoping and wishing. They got there because they put in the work. Day after day, year after year. You may have to sacrifice sleep to chase your dream. You may have to sacrifice entertainment to build your business. You may have to sacrifice comfort to grow. You may have to sacrifice distractions to stay focused, but hear me, the price of discipline is always cheaper than the cost of regret. If you do not discipline yourself today, you will pay for it tomorrow. If you do not control your habits will control you. If you do not master your mind will master you. Discipline is what makes you get up at 5 a.m. when your body wants to sleep. Discipline is what makes you study when your friends are partying. Discipline is what makes you train when others are relaxing. Discipline is what makes you put in the extra hours when no one is watching. Success does not care if you're tired. Success does not care if you don't feel like it. Success does not care if it's hard. Success only responds to discipline. It will require you to go against your emotions. It will require you to do things that are uncomfortable. It will require you to push through pain. It will require you to delay gratification. But the reward is worth it, because discipline leads to freedom. Discipline gives you control over your future. Discipline allows you to create the life you want. Discipline separates you from the average. Discipline makes you unstoppable. Are you willing to do what others won't so you can have what others never will? Are you willing to wake up early, stay up late, work when others are resting, push when others are quitting? Are you willing to pay the price of discipline so you can reap the rewards of success? But if you are not, life will pass you by. Opportunities will slip through your fingers. Potential will remain untapped. And one day you will look back and wish you had been more disciplined. Make the decision today that you will live a life of discipline. Make the decision today that you will do what needs to be done no matter how you feel. Make the decision today that you will not quit no matter how hard it gets. Discipline is the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. Discipline is the difference between those who try and those who triumph. Discipline is the difference between those who talk about success and those who actually live it. Choose to be consistent. Choose to be focused. Choose to be committed. Choose to be relentless. One of the hardest lessons you will ever learn in life is that not everyone who starts with you is meant to finish with you. Some people are meant to walk with you for a lifetime, but others are only meant to be there for a season. And that is not something to be sad about. That is not something to hold on to with regret. That is not something to fight against, because when you understand that some people are only meant to be in your life for a season, you learn how to release without resentment and let go without losing yourself. Too many of us are holding on to relationships, friendships, and connections that were never meant to last forever. We are trying to drag people into our future who were only meant to be part of our past. We are fighting to keep people in our lives when their season is over, and all we are doing is delaying our own growth. There are people in your life right now who were there to teach you something, to help you grow, to show you a lesson, but they were never meant to stay. And if you do not recognize when a season has ended, you will find yourself stuck, frustrated, and wondering why things are not moving forward. Some people come to push you. Some people come to challenge you. Some people come to inspire you. Some people come to break you so you can rebuild stronger. Some people come to love you, and some people come to leave you. But every single one of them has a role to play. And once that role is fulfilled, you have to be willing to release them and move on. Because if you try to hold on to someone who was only meant for a season, you will miss out on the blessings of the next chapter. How many times have we cried over people who walked away? How many times have we begged people to stay who were meant to leave? How many times have we questioned why someone was no longer in our lives, when in reality their absence was the very thing preparing us for our next level? Because let me tell you something, there are some people who must leave your life so you can step into the fullness of who you are meant to be. Some relationships must end for you to find your true purpose. Some friendships must fade for you to step into your destiny. Some connections must be broken so you can grow into the person you were created to be. And when you fight against that process, when you try to hold on to what God is trying to remove, you are only delaying your own growth. Let go of the people who left. Let go of the relationships that no longer serve you. Let go of the ones who walked away. Let go of the ones who betrayed you. Let go of the ones who outgrew you and the ones you outgrew. Trying to hold on to someone who was only meant for a season is like trying to wear summer clothes in the middle of winter. It does not fit anymore. It does not serve you anymore. It is not meant for where you are going. And when you truly understand this, you will stop holding on to people who are not meant to stay. Some people were only meant to be in your life for a moment. Not every friend is a lifelong friend. Not every relationship is meant to last. Not every partnership is meant to go the distance. And that does not mean it was a mistake. That does not mean it was a waste of time. That does not mean it was not real. It means their time in your life was purposeful but temporary. It means they were part of your story but not the whole book. It means their presence was valuable but their absence is necessary. And if you are too busy holding on to what was, you will never embrace what is to come. You must trust that every person who leaves is making room for someone new. You must trust that every ending is leading to a new beginning. You must trust that the people who are meant to stay will stay, and the ones who leave were never meant to be part of your. Because when you stop forcing connections that are no longer aligned with your destiny, you open yourself up to the relationships that will truly grow you, challenge you, and elevate you. You will stop chasing people who were never meant to stay. You will stop trying to revive friendships that have already served their purpose. You will stop clinging to relationships that are no longer fruitful. You will stop mourning over departures and start rejoicing over arrivals. Because the truth is, some people had to leave so the right ones could enter. Some people had to walk away so you could walk into your purpose. Some people had to betray you so you could learn how to stand on your own. Some people had to distance themselves so you could get closer to who you truly are. And when you stop seeing departures as losses and start seeing them as divine redirections, you will find peace in every goodbye. So I ask you today, who are you holding on to that you need to let go of? Who are you trying to bring into your next season when they were only meant for your last one? Who are you crying over when their absence is actually a blessing? Who are you mourning when their departure was a setup for something greater? Because listen to me, you cannot step into your next chapter if you are still holding on to the last one. Because the people who are meant to be in your life will stay. And the ones who leave, they were never meant to go the distance with you. So let go without anger. Let go without bitterness. Let go with gratitude, knowing that their season in your life served a purpose. And trust that the right people, the ones who are meant to walk with you, grow with you, build with you, they will come. So stop crying over closed doors. Stop chasing people who left. Stop holding on to relationships that are no longer aligned with your future. Forgiveness is not just an act of kindness towards someone else. It is a gift to yourself. It is a key that unlocks the chains of anger, bitterness, and resentment that have kept you bound for too long. It is the medicine that heals wounds, the bridge that leads to peace, and the power that sets you free. Too many people walk through life carrying the weight of unforgiveness. They hold on to past hurts, betrayals, disappointments, and wrongs done to them as if keeping those wounds fresh somehow gives them power over the pain. But hear me today. Unforgiveness does not hurt the person who wronged you. It hurts you. Unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It does not work that way. The longer you hold on to it, the more it eats away at you from the inside. It turns into bitterness, it turns into anger, it turns into hatred. And before you know, it begins to shape your life in ways you never intended. Forgiveness releases the burden. Forgiveness opens the door to healing. Forgiveness breaks the chains that have held you captive. Forgiveness allows you to move forward. You cannot step into the fullness of your purpose while still clinging to the pain of your past. You cannot embrace joy while still carrying resentment. You cannot move forward while still being weighed down by the hurt that someone else caused you. Some of you have been holding on to unforgiveness for years. You have been replaying the betrayal over and over in your mind. You have been nurturing the pain, feeding the anger, keeping the wound open. But let me ask you, how has that helped you? And you may think that holding on to that grudge is punishing the person who hurt you. But in reality, you are the one locked behind bars. You are the one reliving the pain. You are the one losing sleep. You are the one filled with anger. You are the one whose heart is heavy. And the only way to be free, truly free, is to forgive. Now, hear me when I say this. Forgiveness does not mean that what they did was right. It does not mean that the hurt was justified. It does not mean that you should allow them back into your life. It does not mean that you have to forget what happened. Forgiveness is not about excusing the person. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself. Because as long as you hold on to that pain, it will control you. As long as you carry that bitterness, it will shape you. As long as you refuse to forgive, you will never experience the peace you are longing for. Because you cannot build a new future while you are still living in the past. I know what you are thinking, but they don't deserve my forgiveness. If you are waiting for an apology to set you free, you are giving them too much power over your life. If you are waiting for them to make it right before you move on, you are allowing them to dictate your future. Some people will never apologize. Some people will never acknowledge the hurt they caused. Some people will go on living their lives as if nothing happened. And if you are not careful, you will allow their actions to keep you trapped in a cycle of pain. When you forgive, you break free from the control they had over you. When you forgive, you say, I will no longer let what you did hold me back. When you forgive, you release yourself from the burden of carrying that pain. Forgiveness allows you to breathe again. Forgiveness allows you to live again. Forgiveness allows you to love again. Because some of you are walking around carrying guilt and shame for things you did in the past. You are holding on to regret. You are replaying your mistakes over and over again. You are punishing yourself for things that God has already forgiven you for. Because there is too much purpose in you to be bound by guilt and shame. And let me tell you, forgiveness is not always a one-time thing. Sometimes you have to wake up every single day and choose to forgive again. Sometimes the pain tries to creep back in, and you have to remind yourself, I have already let that go. Sometimes you have to speak over yourself. I refuse to carry this anymore. It is a choice to walk in freedom. It is a choice to let go of what no longer serves you. It is a choice to move forward with peace, free from the past. Who have you been holding a grudge against? Who have you been allowing to take up space in your mind and heart? Who do you need to release so you can finally be free? Do not wait another day. Do not waste another moment. Do not let unforgiveness steal any more of your joy. Your mind is a battlefield. Every single day, thoughts are fighting for space in your head. Some are uplifting, empowering, and aligned with your purpose, while others are toxic, destructive, and meant to pull you away from the path you were created to walk. If you do not learn how to take control of your thoughts, they will take control of you. Because hear me, your life moves in the direction of your strongest thoughts. If your thoughts are negative, your life will reflect negativity. If your thoughts are filled with fear, your life will be ruled by fear. If your thoughts are filled with doubt, you will always second guess yourself. If your thoughts tell you that you are not good enough, you will never step into your full potential. But if your thoughts are strong, positive, and rooted in truth, then your life will begin to reflect that. If your thoughts are filled with confidence, you will walk boldly into every opportunity. If your thoughts are filled with faith, you will trust that every obstacle is just another step toward your destiny. If your thoughts are filled with peace, you will not be shaken when challenges arise. Your mind is the control center of your life. What happens in your mind determines what happens in your actions, your emotions, and your future. And too many people allow their minds to be filled with thoughts that work against them instead of thoughts that work for them. You must learn to control your thoughts. You must learn to guard your mind. You must learn to filter what you allow to take root in your spirit. Because if you are not careful, your own thoughts will become your worst enemy. Have you ever noticed how one negative thought can ruin your entire day? You wake up feeling fine, but then one little thought sneaks in. I'm not good enough. I'm going to fail. No one really cares about me. And before you know it, that one thought has grown into a cloud of negativity hanging over your entire day. Now you're walking around discouraged. Now you're questioning yourself. Now you're doubting your abilities. Now you're feeling defeated before you've even started. And if you are not careful, if you are not intentional, if you do not take control, those thoughts will begin to shape your reality. They will dictate your decisions. They will influence your actions. They will create limitations that were never meant to be there. Because what you think determines what you believe. What you believe determines how you act, and how you act determines the life you live. So if your thoughts are negative, limiting, and filled with self-doubt, you will live a life that reflects those thoughts. But if your thoughts are strong, confident, and aligned with your purpose, you will walk in the fullness of what you were created to do. You cannot let your thoughts run wild. You cannot let your mind be a dumping ground for negativity. You cannot allow fear, doubt, and insecurity to take residence in your head. You have to be intentional about what you allow yourself to think about. You have to learn how to reject thoughts that do not serve you. You have to replace lies with truth. You have to silence negativity with affirmations. You have to challenge every thought that does not align with your purpose. Just because a thought enters your mind does not mean you have to believe it. Just because you feel fear does not mean you have to submit to it. Just because doubt whispers in your ear does not mean you have to listen. You have the power to decide which thoughts get to stay and which ones need to go. You have the power to redirect negative thinking before it takes root. You have the power to break free from mental patterns that no longer serve you. Are your thoughts working for you or against you? Are your thoughts building you up or tearing you down? Are your thoughts leading you toward your purpose or pulling you away from it? Because if you do not take control of your thoughts, they will take control of you. You will wake up every morning feeling defeated before the day even starts. You will talk yourself out of opportunities because you have convinced yourself you are not good enough. You will sabotage relationships because your mind is filled with insecurities. You will miss out on the life you were meant to live because you let negative thoughts dictate your choices. You do not have to be a prisoner to your thoughts. You do not have to be controlled by fear, doubt, or anxiety. You do not have to believe every lie your mind tries to tell you. You can choose to believe the truth about who you are. You can choose to fill your mind with thoughts that empower you instead of thoughts that limit you. And when you start thinking in alignment with those truths, everything in your life will begin to change. Your confidence will grow. Your actions will shift. Your decisions will reflect your worth. Your future will begin to align with your destiny because your life moves in the direction of your thoughts. So if you want to change your life, start by changing your mind. If you want to walk in purpose, start by thinking with intention. If you want to break free from negativity, start by guarding your thoughts. Because a mind left unchecked is a life left out of control. But a mind that is disciplined, focused, and intentional, that is the mind of a person who is unstoppable. Are you controlling your thoughts? Or are your thoughts controlling you? It is time to take your power back. It is time to reject the lies. It is time to silence the fear. It is time to align your mind with your purpose. Free to walk boldly, free to step into your calling, free to live a life that reflects the greatness inside of you. So from this moment forward, take control of your thoughts, because if you do not control them, they will control you. Talent will open doors, but character will keep you in the room. Talent may bring you opportunities, but character will determine whether you can handle them. Talent may make people notice you, but character is what makes them respect you. We live in a world that glorifies talent. People chase after skill, ability, and giftedness, believing that if they just become great at something, they will succeed. But let me tell you, talent without character is dangerous. Talent can get you the job, but character determines if you keep it. Talent can get you fame, but character determines if you can handle it. Talent can bring you success, but character determines if that success will last. We have all seen people who were incredibly gifted. Athletes, musicians, leaders, entrepreneurs, people who had extraordinary talent but lacked the character to sustain their success. And what happens? Not because they weren't talented, but because they weren't anchored in character. Because character is the foundation upon which everything else is built. What good is talent if you are not trustworthy? What good is skill if you lack integrity? What good is ability if you do not have discipline? What good is success if you do not have the moral strength to sustain it? People may admire your talent, but they will judge you by your character. People may be impressed by what you can do, but they will be impacted by who you are. People may celebrate your abilities, but they will respect your integrity. Because talent fades, but character lasts. Opportunities come and go, but character remains. Success is temporary, but character is eternal. Are you more focused on developing your skills than developing your character? Are you more concerned with impressing people than with being a person of integrity? Because if your foundation is not strong, your house will eventually fall. If your character is not solid, your success will not last. Talent is what you do in public. Character is who you are in private. Character is the way you treat people who can do nothing for you. Character is how you handle pressure, setbacks, and disappointments. Character is whether or not you keep your word. Character is doing the right thing even when it's hard. Because listen to me, your gift may take you to high places, but only character will keep you there. How many times have we seen people rise to the top only to lose everything because of a lack of character? How many times have we seen leaders fall, businesses crumble, families break apart, not because of a lack of talent, but because of a lack of integrity? Talent cannot protect you from the consequences of dishonesty. Talent cannot save you from the damage of arrogance. Talent cannot erase the destruction caused by greed, selfishness, or lack of discipline. Character can preserve your reputation. Character can sustain your influence. Character can protect your success. Because when everything else fades, your character remains. Are you focusing more on talent than character? Are you spending more time developing your skills than developing your integrity? Are you working harder on looking good than on actually being good? Because talent without character is empty. Talent without integrity is dangerous. Talent without discipline is wasted potential. Character is what makes the difference. Talent may bring you money, but character brings you peace. Talent may get you applause, but character gives you self-respect. Talent may attract people, but character builds real relationships. Talent may get you ahead, but character determines whether you stay there. Challenges will arise. Temptations will test you. Obstacles will stand in your way, and when that happens, talent will not save you. Skill alone will not be enough. Your gifts will not be able to carry you through. Character is what keeps you standing when the pressure is high. Character is what holds you together when things get tough. Character is what allows you to sleep at night with a clear conscience. It is about how you treat people. It is about the values you uphold. It is about the choices you make when no one is looking. It is about the principles that guide your life, not your achievements, not your success, but your character. Are you building a life on talent alone? Or are you anchoring yourself in character? Are you chasing applause, or are you building integrity? And if you want a life that is truly meaningful, truly impactful, and truly successful, not just in the eyes of the world, but in the eyes of eternity, then you must prioritize character over talent. Because talent may impress people, but character will leave a legacy. Talent may make a name for you, but character will determine what that name means. Talent may take you places, but character will determine how long you stay. So do not just develop your gifts, develop your character. Do not just sharpen your skills, strengthen your integrity. Do not just work on what you can do, work on who you are. Because at the end of the day, when the applause fades, when the spotlight is gone, when the opportunities have passed, what will be left is your character.